Okay, the nerfs we've all been waiting for have finally been announced, and I'm really excited. I looked over them briefly and agreed with pretty much everything, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Fiendish Rites, mana cost from 3 to 4, I like that. I've been saying for a long time that Zoolock is one of the best decks in the game, probably a top 3 deck that not too many people are playing, and I'm glad that it's getting a nerf. I do love the deck, and I'm kind of sad to see it get a nerf, obviously, but at the same time, it is a really powerful deck. Fiendish Rites is essential to making it really powerful on turn 3 because you have the 2 invoke cards on turn 3, and it makes your turn 3 play actually pretty decent a lot of the time. So you might need to change your curve around a little bit because of this change, and yeah, it's more preventative to make it not the most OP deck in the game, because if you're nerfing Warrior, Shaman, and Rogue, which are the 3 best and most played classes other than like Warlock, then Warlock would have just become insane. However, Highlander Warlock was not touched at all, so that means I'm going to be playing a lot more of my Highlander deck, so I would recommend trying it out. Anyway, Warrior. Scion of Ruin, making it 1 mana more, is absolutely incredible. It means you cannot play Galakrond turn 10 and then Scion of Ruin immediately after. If you get that, it's not as big of a tempo swing, so that's actually a big change. You're not able to play it and the Dragon Breeder or it and Barista until 1 turn later for each of those combos as well, so all around, really good nerf. Without murdering the card. A thing that people were saying was like make it have 1 less copy or something, or make it need more invokes. But I feel like that would have been a pretty hard nerf. I think more invokes would have been easier, wouldn't have been as bad. It would have delayed it just like this one, but it still would have been a little hard because it requires you to draw a whole other card to make this one work. Anchor being reduced in durability, I really like that. I was thinking something like that. Either reduce its attack so it becomes like not even a potential offensive option really, or reduce the durability. They chose to reduce the durability so you can't draw as much, which is really, really good. 3 mana 2/2 that draws you 2 cards still isn't bad though, so it's gonna be played. It's just, these are really good nerfs. I'm just gonna say that right now. Blizzard has done a good job this time. Next is the Dragons pack, making it +2/+2. It makes the tempo swing much less, which is really, really nice. Making it, instead of 5/6s, 4/5s actually means that it's killable by things that are 5/5s. And there are a lot of 5/5s in the game and 5 attack things rather than 6 attacks, so it just makes it slightly easier to deal with. It's still gonna be a big tempo swing, obviously, but that's what the card was meant to do in the first place, especially in a slower Galakrond Shaman deck. So I very much like this change. It wasn't murdered. It was either make the effect a little bit weaker or delay it by a mana or something, and I actually like the way that they did it this way, because now you're still able to play it on turn 5 and have other options like the Corrupt Elementalist turn 6 if you happen to get the Dragons pack turn 5. So I really like this change. Next is the Invocation of Frost. I've actually thought this was a problem for a little bit, the fact that it was only 1 mana. Like, there's no punishing playing this really because it's so cheap. You can just play it immediately, and you can play it in combination with Galakrond on turn 8 if you don't quite have all of the invokes. So increasing the mana cost by 1's nice. I didn't think this card was too much of a problem, but I did think it was annoying at 1, so nice quality of life change, especially considering Galakrond Shaman is actually still a pretty solid deck. Next is Rogue, the Necrim Apothecary. Increasing its cost by 1 makes this just a lot more, how do I put this, a lot more manageable when you're playing against it. Like, you're not just like game over turn 3 if they coin it out and they're like, okay, I'm going to pump my whole hand because next turn I'm going to play the Necrium Blade and then hit again and activate it twice because I'm controlling your board and you can't actually kill it. So this is really, really nice on that front. It makes it harder for it to play. However, that being said, it does make it easy to play the Necrium Blade first and then play this with the coin or something and have it out on the board, and then double activate the Battle Cry, or the Deathrattle. So it actually is kind of cool because with a little bit more setup, the card can still be just as powerful. In fact, it could be better in a few cases because you're able to play a different card turn 4, this turn 5 with a Necrium Blade. So like with the right setup, it can be really strong still. But this nerf is really, really nice and will keep the Deathrattle hand buff deck from being like not just a late game hand buff, but also a tempo deck where you're able to pump up a ton of things in hand and get out ridiculously big minions turn 5. So I very much like this one. Also, if you do it like this, then it delays the Onko with the Deathrattle synergy a little bit. Because turn 6, you're going to have to, if you don't have the coin, assuming you don't have the coin, you're going to have to play a 1-drop on the Apothecary turn 6. So that way you can't play Unka and the Deathrattle turn 6. You have to wait till turn 7. So it's just, it's a really nice nerf without murdering the card. Again, sometimes just increasing the mana cost by 1 is the solution a lot of the times. Like, it's just the cards came out a little bit too fast and were too powerful for their cost. And I really, really like this. The last one is Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. The battle cry can no longer get you Dragon Queen. I played this card a lot. I play a lot of Highlander. I made my Highlander Rogue guide, and I played about 59 games with that. I've played a lot of Highlander Secret Hunter, played a lot of Highlander Warlock, Highlander Mage, and I've only got the duplicate like 2 or 3 times ever out of about like 80 games. So it's not a huge nerf. It's just a little bit disappointing because you can't go kind of infinite on it anymore, or like double activated on it anymore. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not actually a big nerf. It's just like a oh man kind of thing that keeps it from being like too overpowered. So I like it. And then Battlegrounds, there's some stuffs, but like I said, I'm not really going to talk about that. Yeah, these are all really good changes. Like, this is one of the best I've seen in a long time, and I cannot wait for fun decks like Highlander Mage and Highlander Warlock and Highlander Hunter to come back into the meta. My version of the Highlander Rogue that didn't even run Death Rattles, I think, is going to be even better now. So yeah, also that version, you could also run a more thief version, which I've been talking with some people about, if you don't need the run of the tech cards as much, because these decks have been the decks I teched against were nerfed. So yeah, you could definitely go for a thief version with like Tess if you want, but that's a different topic. Anyway, really, really like this. All these changes are really good. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.